This is going to be a lot of fun. Amateur MMA in the welterweight division, brought to you by Corporate Clothing. It's Jaylen Johnson making his MMA debut, taking on 0-2 Mark Jastal. It's Tennessee with Jaylen Johnson taking on Kentucky with Mark Jastal. Valor Fights, Warrior FC, Amateur MMA. We're live at flowcombat.com. Great to have you with us. Vince Ferrar, Casey Oxendine. Back to Jennifer in the cage.
All right, our next bout of the evening is our first Warrior FC versus Valor Fights in the welterweight division, brought to you by Corporate Clothing. First, please welcome to the cage, Jaylen Johnson.
All right, now is where we're technically keeping score. Valor Fights in Tennessee taking on Warrior FC in the state of Kentucky in MMA. We're in the amateur portion of our card. We've got a fantastic main event, co-main event. We're loaded with an unbelievable night of fights for you tonight at the beautiful Corbin Arena in Corbin, Kentucky. Dustin all day long. Ben the Beast rolling our main event a little bit later on tonight, Tennessee versus Kentucky. But this is a welterweight bout at 170 pounds, and it's presented by Corporate Clothing. Jaylen Johnson making his debut out of local legends camp in Morristown, Tennessee, and representing Valor Fights, taking on Mark Jastal. And first, let's start out talking to Casey about Jaylen Johnson.
Jaylen Johnson fighting out of local legends in Morristown. Of course, we saw local legends back at Valor Fights 42. Those guys come to bang in tremendous shape. And Jaylen Johnson, you can see he's very well put together.
Absolutely. We'll introduce his opponent. To do that, here's Jennifer.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, please welcome Mark Jastal.
Mark Jastal, 0-2 out of Corbin Martial Arts and Ebenezer Fight Squad right here in Corbin, Kentucky. And Mark is representing Warrior FC tonight in this dual promotion pay-per-view event. And tell us a little bit about Mark, Casey.
Man, Mark Jastal, of course, fighting out of Ebenezer Fight Squad. Corbin, Kentucky, of course, that is the home of Scott Hope, who's going to be competing later tonight.
Hey, take a look at the tail of the tape in this welterweight Border Wars bout. The debut of Jaylen Johnson. Mark Jastal has the two-fight experience. Jaylen Johnson, 8 years younger, 1 inch taller as well. You see the camps, the hometowns, Tennessee versus Kentucky. Jaylen Johnson also weighed in at 166 pounds. Jastal at 169 pounds. We'll talk more about both fighters. We're ready for our official introductions. Let's go to the cage, and Jennifer.
This bout is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the orange corner, he weighed in at 166 pounds, represents local legends in Morristown, Tennessee, and tonight he is making his MMA debut, representing Valor Fights, Jaylen Johnson. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the blue corner and representing Warrior FC. He weighed in at 169 pounds, holds a record of 0 wins with 2 losses, and fights out of Corbin Martial Arts and Ebenezer Fight Squad in Corbin, Kentucky, Mark Jastal. Your referee when the action begins is John House.
John House, our referee in this welterweight bout at 170 pounds, presented by Corporate Clothing, Border Wars, representing Valor Fights, Jaylen Johnson in the black trunks, representing Warrior FC in Kentucky, Mark Jastal out of Corbin. We're at the Corbin Arena, Corbin, Kentucky, Border Wars, and the first punch landed by Jaylen Johnson.
Yeah, expect physical versus technical here. Jaylen Johnson really put together, but Jastal from a very tough camp, known for its jiu-jitsu pedigree and striking pedigree. This is going to be action-packed, and he's down!
Down goes Jastal on the right from Johnson.
Somehow able to recover that position. And now in a very unorthodox position. And it appears as though Jaylen Johnson almost in a north-south. And a scramble here back to the feet.
Jastal nods, but we'll see if he's back all the way yet. Looks like he may have regathered. Johnson's going to take a walk and reset.
Yeah, something we got to look at is Jaylen Johnson. This is his debut. A lot of pressure in a big stadium fight here. Jastal on top. How long will his energy level go being a first-timer, you know?
Some punches landed by Jastal, but the net by Johnson.
And you can see Johnson very powerful. You know, I mean, he doesn't have a great position per se, but he is so strong he can hold on, and he transitions back up. And you see the mouth of Jaylen Johnson starting to open up a little bit. I don't know if fatigue is setting in.
He ate a jab, I know that.
Yeah, but he's looking pretty sharp though.
Just over a halfway point through round number 1. 3 3-minute rounds. Border Wars in Corbin, Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Kick punch
Jaylen
combo.
Johnson, dangerous guy.
Yeah.
Good. Beautiful inside kick, followed up with an overhand right, but I don't like that the arms of Jaylen Johnson are down. And again, I don't know if that's part of his swagger or if that's because, you know, he's starting to feel a little bit of those heavy arms that you get as a first-timer.
Now he may be trying to reel Jastal in. Now he gets back with his hands up.
Yeah, following it up. It seems that he's leading with that same thing, that inside leg kick followed up with the overhand right. Mark Jastal, he's a veteran of 2 fights. He may have seen that before, and he may be able to adjust. Now, that being said, I have Jaylen Johnson ahead in this match, just sheerly on that first knockdown. I thought Jastal might have been in trouble directly following that.
Johnson, a little looping, not necessarily a straight jab, more of a looping jab. Kick by Jastal. 10 seconds left in round number 1 here in Corbin, Kentucky.
Yeah, the mouth of Jaylen Johnson wide open here, backing away from the fight. But in my estimation, won that first round.
Could be pacing himself a little bit, perhaps. But I agree with you. Round 1, I mean, definitely he had the significant strike as well.
Yeah, devastating shot. Drop Mark Jastal to the ground. Props to Jastal for being a veteran and able to counter back up, get it back to the feet, and do some work here, but definitely dropped that first round.
Mark Jastal coming off of a loss to Jared Sizemore. That was with Warrior FC. That was back in October. Prior to that, his loss was to Jordan Zawari, and that was in July 2016. So those are the 2 fights between these 2 fighters here in his welterweight amateur MMA bout. So 170 pounds. Both fighters coming in under that as well. And Johnson looks to have won on the judges' scorecards in round 1, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Live at flowcombat.com. Vince Ferrara, Casey Oxendine in this Tennessee versus Kentucky inter-promotion pay-per-view event. And boy, we are stacked with great fights tonight. We're excited about bringing this to you tonight.
You see in the corners there, of course, you see Scott Hope over there in the corner of Mark Jastal, and then you saw Chris Buttry, a face that that's very familiar in Valor fights, there in the corner of Jaylen Johnson.
I let Chris Buttry borrow my pen. That's how big time we've become here with the big guys, the big names. Chris Buttry, a terrific young man as well. So we're excited here in Corbin, Kentucky, ready for round 2. Scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Jaylen Johnson in the black, Mark Jastal in the blue. And we're back underway.
Now, one thing I don't care for is the chin of Jaylen Johnson. It's tipped up in the air, you know, and of course if he gets caught on that chin, it could be lights out. And we always caution fighters in that situation.
Big swinging right.
Jastal landing a big shot there, but Jaylen Johnson all over the place. You can see he's one heck of an athlete.
Sticks the jab. He hadn't been willing to do that. He's been sticking that jab hand out, but not really punching with it. Now he switches.
Well, we've moved into round 2 where the athleticism is not so much coming into play, and you're going to see more of the technical aspects. Mark Jastal looking very good. He's landed more significant strikes thus far in this round.
Grimace, though, when he landed that kick.
Look at that beautiful slipping there. Beautiful left hand there by Jastal.
Mark underneath the left eye of Jastal. Sticks a jab, but Johnson hands down, unfazed. Corner asking Johnson for jabs.
Yeah, I continue to believe that the longer this fight goes, the more it weighs in the favor of Mark Jastal. He seems more poised now. He hasn't blown up. I think Jaylen Johnson's starting to blow up here. His mouth wide open. He's catching more shots. And he's got more muscle. You know, that muscle, it needs oxygen. It needs blood to supply it. And the longer it goes, the less of that you have, Vince.
Punch to the body, now hands to the hip by Johnson, who looks winded.
Oh, here we go. Jastal coming on here.
Three-punch combo by Jastal.
And the smile by Jaylen Johnson. Now, we saw Tommy Hearns do that back in the day. It wasn't a good sign from him.
Jastal started blinking some more after he ate a jab from Johnson. Johnson has the one-punch power. He may be leaning on that. I think that that's always available, to which it is. But you still got to win the fight.
Yeah, Jaylen Johnson definitely breathing very heavy here. In the opening Border Wars bout of Border Wars Warrior FC Valor Fights.
In Kentucky here at Corbin Arena. Another big breath by Johnson. Sort of a push kick by Johnson again. Hands way down. Final 10 seconds of round 2. Avoided that shot.
And I think Jaylen Johnson taking a bit of a breather, a much needed breather, but Mark Jastal not pushing too much. I think maybe he believes he won that round. I believe so too.
I think so too. Nothing devastating, but I think if you look at punch connect percentage, I think that would have gone in Jastal's favor. And you never know how the judges are going to be influenced by Johnson sort of taking some breaks within then to get his win.
Yeah, and posture as well. His mouth is wide open. He's got his hands down by his waist. You can tell that he is definitely feeling the wear of the fight itself, where Jastal appears to be sort of picking up steam, if you will. So the third round will definitely be the telling round here in my estimation. But then again, you never know what the judges see.
Also don't know that Johnson feels threatened by Jastal in his striking. Do you? I mean, that may be part of his demeanor.
Yeah, and you know, it appeared as though Mark Jastal early in the match wanted to get it to the ground. He comes out of a jiu-jitsu camp. It appeared that he was looking to do that. It seemed like that Jaylen Johnson is too squirmy. You know, he's one of those athletes that's just kind of hard to get a hold of. And now that he has slowed down, Mark Jastal has sort of settled in because he's landed some shots himself, you know. So we may see a stand-up battle throughout the duration of this fight.
Well, and you mentioned tough to take down. Now he's completely sweaty too, so that makes it even more difficult. All right, we're ready for round 3. 3 3-minute rounds. The schedule coming in this Border War contest. Jaylen Johnson in the black trunks representing Valor Fights in Tennessee. Mark Jastal in the blue trunks representing Warrior FC in Kentucky in this dual promotion event. And they touch gloves, and we're underway in round 3. And we'll see if Johnson has any of his win back.
You see Jastal parrying that jab of Johnson. Johnson kind of turning his face away. You can see that he's anticipating the counter.
Oh,
Jastal throwing for the fences now himself.
You can't turn your back to an opponent where you shouldn't. You can, he just did, but not the best approach. Oh, uppercut landed by Johnson.
Yeah, but look at Johnson just teetering now. Again, I give that to fatigue. I think that is fatigue setting in. Now, definitely, Jaylen Johnson's still going to be very dangerous. Mark Jastal needs to watch out.
Quick kicks, and now he bails and turns around again. Wow.
And that really speaks to the judges. And now he gets that high crotch. Look for a takedown. Gut wrench position. And it's to the mat. Mark Jastal, the jiu-jitsu specialist, he comes on now. Looking for the finish.
Crowd is into it here at Corbin Arena. Jaylen Johnson's going to have to show his grappling ability here to defend himself and get out, maybe get to his feet again.
Jastal with that arm over the top, looking for the rear naked choke. I don't see he's in position yet. I would go back to the gut wrench, which he does. That's both arms with the underhook position.
Wow, Johnson,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Casey, grabbed the cage to try to stay up, but Jastal finished the takedown anyway.
Yeah, to no avail. Now, if I were Jastal, I would keep that underhook with the right arm, maybe get wrist control, and then start to wail away with that left hand over the top, maybe hammer fists, to look for that TKO victory. 1 minute left in this fight.
Round and pound unleashed by Jastal.
Oh, here we go.
Whip his back.
Oh, here we go. Looking for the submission is Jastal. Oh, it might be deep now. That's a done deal. Kentucky takes the first matchup in Border Wars.
Mark Jastal from Warrior FC picks up the victory over Jaylen Johnson from Valor Fights in Tennessee. And Kentucky's on the board, and the fans here in Kentucky are ecstatic about it. Mark Jastal, in addition to getting the victory for Warrior FC for Kentucky, picks up his first MMA victory. Came in at 0-2, but really got a comfort zone in round number 2. Perhaps was on his way to winning that on the judges' scorecards if it would have gone the distance. And perhaps round 3 as well, but he didn't need it as a third round submission win for Mark Jastal over Valor Fights' Jaylen Johnson. Puts Warrior FC on the board. Bragging rights are going to continue all night long tonight. And right now it's Kentucky with those bragging rights. Welterweight win going to Mark Jastal. Jaylen Johnson loses his debut fight at 0-1. To the cage to make it official, here's Jennifer.
Your referee stops this bout at 2 minutes and 18 seconds into round 3 for your winner via rear naked choke submission. Warrior FC fighter out of the blue corner, Mark Jastal.